levels.
Oh.
Okay, left to right. So as it comes back into here, if I have it up top, where is it going now?
Over your shoulder.
Is there anything behind that?
No.
No. So we've got to get behind the gun. The problem that happens is once we get here, people start going, well, how do I get my head down to the gun now? And they start turning their head, which creates a bend in this arm to get down to the gun, which now creates a path of least resistance because our elbows go up like this. This is how our elbows bend. So we've got to get rid of that bend. So all this kind of goes together up top here. Low pocket to the shoulder, stock placement. And instead of trying to put your head down to the gun, watch what happens with my head when I just lean forward. So, again, just low enough because I'm going to have you guys looking left and right. And on the buzzer, you're going to come up, safety's going to come off, and you're going to fire. Okay, bang, 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 bang. You're going to lower it again, you're going to look around. The safety will come on as you lower the gun. Okay? Be watching for safety manipulation. And that'll be it. We're going to fire a couple rounds, we're going to move back, we're going to fire, we're going to move back, we're going to fire, we're going to move back. And then we're going to start doing some trigger drills and getting you warmed up, and then we're going to go faster and faster and really try to recoil manage.
Stand by.
Just right over the time.
210.
Okay. All right, so now I'll just do it with good trigger control, not doing anything except letting recoil happen.
Stand by. Win by 1.
So about a half a second, okay? Half a second.
Right. Stand by.
I can't count today. So 13 and 1-9. Okay, I normally run about 15 to 16. I just can't get my finger moving today. I don't know why. Maybe it's the sweat or something. So yeah, sometimes you have bugs. But all I'm doing is just this. And I'm letting the gun recoil. I'm not forcing it. I'm not driving it. I'm just letting the dot come back down. All right, and this is a pretty hot gun. It's a carbine, shorty gun. Okay. Now drive up that I told you. Okay. So just slightly lower it right now. Right there. Stand by. There you go. 52. So half second off, almost more than a half second there. So think about that little snap. Stand by. 42. Trigger control. Slap it. Don't slap the triggers. Stand by. 61. Let's do it again. Make that round go where you want it to go. Stand by. 40. Stand by. Alright, safe and hang. Safe and hang. Alright, come back to the 15. About 1.5 seconds. 1.5 seconds. Stand by. Back to the back. Second slap. Down. Alright, so we're going to run a CET, mod 1. So that means you're running gun hard and fast. Alright, so here's how the scoring goes. You handgun guys know the way it is. If you miss, it's -1 point. Okay? If you are over the time, so if your shot goes off over the buzzer, you'll hear us probably call out your number. That means you're getting docked 1 point. As as we go through this, we will fire a set number of rounds. It may be around 100, it may be around 110, maybe a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. It's your overall effectiveness we're looking at. So we're looking at not a total number of 100 rounds like we do with a handgun precisely. It'll be just 100% of combat effectiveness based on how many rounds are in and out, okay? We'll shoot the first mod, and then we'll go down and we'll score it, and then we'll go into the next one and we'll score it again. What I want you to do is relax right now. You're going to get fatigued holding the gun up the whole time. So when you hear stand by, that's when you get in that position, okay? Or when you feel it coming.
3 rounds in 2 seconds. Shooters, stand by. Stand by.
Return to the circle.
Good, 145.
Welcome, Danny.
All right, safe and hang. Back it up to the 10-yard line, guys. Stand by. Last shot was 215. Snap it up. Stand by. One. Back it up to the 15.
Remember, it's on you guys to get that gun up and ready, gas, and ready to go every time.
Stand by. Stand by. All right, safe and hang. Back to 25.
All back and recoil.
Safe and hang. Back to the 50.
Want to get another man?
2 rounds in 2 seconds. We'll do that 5 times. 2 rounds, 2 seconds. Stand by. Stand by.
Alright, the next course is what you're going to do now is speed into the kneeling and prone.
Stand by. Stand by.
Now let me 5 prone, okay? Prone position. You guys saw it, you did it a little bit last night.
Stand by. Two, 3, 8. Stand by. Eight rounds and 408.
This is just over the time, but 8 rounds. Alright? And all those rounds are right in there because what am I doing when I'm on the deck? Same fundamental prone as I am over there, just holding on to the gun. All the force vectors, you got to get the rocking out. So that's what we're trying to land into. Alright?
That's count your rounds for me.
Huh? Yeah, that's out.
I meant you the best.
2 rounds and 4 seconds. Stand by.
Break it down.
Go. Stand by.
knee or quick prone. That way you have more time to take that out.
All right, downrange.
Downrange.
So, what we're going to do now is a tack reload time drill. Okay, you're going to have 4 seconds on the clock, just like you just had. You're going to fire 5 rounds. And then what Dale's going to do, after everybody gets done firing the 5 rounds, you're going to hear the buzzer go off. You'll have 4 seconds to do a tack reload at that point. Good. We're just putting you under a little... Stand by. Up! Wait for the mag. Wait for the mag. Go! Up. Rotate. Insert. Back. You're spread out. Why are your hits not in the 95% range or 90% or 85 or above percent? Okay? Or this 80% right here. Okay? This. Is this combat effective?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would have 1, maybe 2, 3, 4 that are really not effective. So I go, what the hell, where's the rest of SOCOM? Why are they the majority force on the front lines? That's just the way Marines are, I guess, especially in the special operations side of the house. They do a great job, and they're out there sacrificing every day. So we take a lot of our proceeds and support the MARSOC Foundation. We do auctions, and Brandon was gracious enough and true American to help support guys, and gave us $5,000. So that was huge. And that went to a Marine that's got a spinal injury right now from IED, and he wants to get back in the fight. And they're putting him through a foundation walk program where they'll do therapy and they'll get him walking and get him operational again if he can, or testing, and if he can, we'll go back into combat. So, anyways, when you need your thing. So,
Nice.
That's huge. You guys don't even know what that does, man. It knows a lot of people. So he's a hero, just like this one. I did have a very strange situation in a class in California where we started doing this. The students didn't even know we were about to do the malfunctions, and gets to bolt over base, and I had a guy come out, and he was about 60 years old, and I said, all right, go ahead and set up your gun. He sets it up. I said, go ahead and clear it. He comes up, he IDs it, he reaches in his cargo pocket, no shit, pulls out an ice hook. I was like, everybody's like,
See, that's what happens once you reach 50, you use your head.
Ice hook.
Nice.
And I'm like, why do you carry that? He's like, oh, for bolt over bases. I'm like, yeah, you're a psychopath. Secondary, where's how it goes. You fire 1 round on target 1. You drive the gun to target 2. Fire 2 rounds. You drive the gun to target 3. You fire 3 rounds. You drive the gun back to target 4 now, and you fire 4 rounds. You drive the target back to target 5, and fire 5 rounds. Okay? Stand by. All right, 277. 277 is the time.
Big shot in 270.
Nice.
Good. Time.
It's 464.
All right, we'll do it again. 464. Good job. See, I have fast in between the time. All right, good.
Shoot ready. Stand by. 424.
All right, 424.
Has anyone seen that video of the guy juggling and he has a Rubik's Cube and he does a Rubik's Cube while he's juggling it? I was too busy having
Good. All right, now front, we're going to bring it this way. Watch your feet on the ground. Watch your feet on the ground.
I'm not really helping at all.
That's what we're looking for. To do that, think about the cat theory. So from here, I'm going to require you to take off to the first cone. So you'll take off sprinting to that cone. When you hit that cone, that's your slowdown point to get into that sneaky cat mode and fire 3 rounds. Okay? So we'll take off. Get in here, slow down. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to the next point. Alright, go. 3 shots. Get off 3 shots. 3 shots. Back reload. Then he's going to fire another 3 shots from the front of the car and then sprint to the other cones. Sprint, get over there. Balls to the feet. Alright, this drill will really make you work. You'll get a little bit tired just running like this. So. Keep doing that over and over to get your feet work going good. Get in the habit of turning and burning, and then coming in and moving back, and then turning and going. Just get your body weight around, okay, the best you can. Some of you guys got to work. Here's the deal, you are not allowed to miss anymore. You're not allowed to miss anymore. On the trigger bullshit and missing, put that in your head right now. It's not allowed. Don't bend so much. There you go. Now you're smoothing out. Take you on. All right. $28.08. Okay? Whoops. $28.08. Just gun down. Where's the jizzack? The jack here. Now I'm going to show you a variation on the drill. And then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. Ready? Stand by.
at the time? 23.
So Dale is a high master class shooter. I just smoke checked his ass. Because in a race I can do whatever I want, right? Same thing in a gunfight. As long as it's sound tactical decision. So let's talk about that, how that applies in the demonstration race. Why did I beat him?
You didn't spend so much time just throwing lead down range. You got your hits and then moved on.
Right. And my tack reload's up because I had a bullet coming out of the end of the mag and trying to get in the gun. So I probably could have been 3 seconds faster on that. So that was just manipulation time. But you can see where I made up my time. I made it up in movement between point A to B. That's where guys that are world class cheat. They make up as much time as possible. Now, in a gunfight, am I going to cheat? Yes, I have cheated a lot in my life. And that's okay as long as you're doing it for the right reason. So I'm just pulling into, what I'm doing is moving to a position to shoot. So you can sit there and miss 15 times on the move, or you can stop and plant and get 5, 6 solid hits, just like that. That is a tactical decision-making process that you have to gauge in your situation that you're in one day and go, what is better? Do I keep moving across that target parking lot, shooting with that guy, or do I stop and plant and blow his ass up? And take an extra second on accuracy and destroying that person instead of 5 extra seconds moving and missing. That's how I weigh that out. So there's 2 different variations of the drill. So, who are the guys that are missing here on the move? What are you going to do now?
I'm going to stop and plant.
I'd stop and plant. Even in a close situation like this, where people say, no, you got to keep moving, well, if you're missing, what's the point? Because if you're moving that slow, you think it's easy to hit you? You might as well be standing still. Okay? So that's where you have to balance out. Can I explode to a position and and I have now the reaction, which has created him to react off the initial action, whoever started it? Yes. His action's quicker than reaction. So if he got a gun coming up on me, and I move offline, or I take off sprint to a new position and come up on him, that's my reaction to his action. Now he's got to react to what I'm doing. So guess who now has coming in, come on, go. Let's reload fast. Go. Get back, reload. Left, slide to the left. Somebody's coming in. Go.
Hell yeah.
Right here, strength to walk. Move. Let's go.
Monty didn't frame his picture. Turn burn. Why give you
Go!
Good job, brother. Behind you.
Go,
Don't worry about me. You go. You push me out of the way.
Put your gun in the car and start shooting from it. Yeah.
Stop! Hit!
What happened?
Foot fault.
He ran up, and your foot, you knocked it off. Not bad for an old man. There you go, John! Go!
Don't bend over so much.
Taking more time getting into that bend. Alright, so when you use barricades, you want to load it, because especially if the thing is starting to move. That's the other thing. If it's flimsy base, what's the point of even using it? Okay. I would actually come into this since it moves when you push on it. Push a little bit forward and down into the ground. Now when he fires, he's going to fire. The barricade moves a little bit, so that's also a balancing act you got to play there. Sometimes it can be an exercise in compromise. Alright, so that's one technique, but notice how his hands come into the gun. See how he receives the barricade? If you use a barricade, that's what we want you to do. So if he comes over here to the left side, he'll still do the same thing. He'll receive it. Alright, at that point he should be careful because he's got an SBR and our fingers want to sprawl out on the side of the board. So he's got to modify it. So if you have an SBR, do not stick your hand in front of the muzzle. Okay? Or you can use your grip, whatever it takes to just prep it up against it. So if I drew an imaginary line from the target to the barricade and to him, he would never come across that imaginary line with his knee. Pop out. Gauge. Come right over to the other side, pop out. Gauge back in. You can drop right to his knee. See how I went right to it? Pop out. Gauge. You can come right over to here, drop this, imaginary line. Pop back in. See the flow? Did I move my feet at all for this entire barricade? So think about that. If you went faster, didn't take me any time to get through those four positions. Just by using balance, and proprioception, kinesthetic awareness. Knowing where I'm going to go as soon as the hit goes, boom, boom, and then I know I'm sliding on a rail right down to here. Boom. So you have to play that. I mean, you can stay in the same. You can stay in the same team, guys.
Travis, a quick question.
Go! On the outside.
Every time I go to the right where it's like, I mean, it can be anybody. I see that the name out there, right? It shows up and they just happen to be Rangers in practice. What's that?
Right behind you, it's going to whip out now. There, the white one. You move out on a line. There's 3 out there by the cactus. 1, 2, and 3. You got red down here in the corner. Don't worry about paper. When do you need to start holding over out here in these ranges? Which plate do you think you need to hold over at?
400? 400. Depends on the size of the plate.
Alright, let's say the big red out there. Would you hold it flat? About 1 mil hold for me. Okay. So it's hard to just visualize what it looks like in my eyes.
A little bit.
Probably
Above
a
the
little
head.
bit above the head. So if I looked out there, it'd probably be 30, 40 inches above his head. You know, I'd need a hit on the plate. Okay. Now, positions. Let's talk about that real quick. And we'll start getting going here. You can utilize any position you want. You can get in a prone if you want to. You're going to find it's going to be a lot easier, but you may have to get up and move around. So I'm going to attempt to do them from the kneeling first. All right. So what you're going to do is maximize leverage. And natural bone support. So I'm going to just do all kinds of little tricks here. Multiple points of contact, okay? So I have multiple points of contact going on now. I've got my entire leg on the ground, my foot on the ground, and that's going to help. I've got tricep to knee contact. I've got magazine to forearm contact. And that would be comfortable enough to take these shots inside of here pretty quickly. Okay, so I can settle into all these positions. And you guys know from yesterday that these 2 first plates you shouldn't even have to do this with. In theory, we should be able to just pop up, make hit, drive the gun, and drive the gun. Some of these plates are shot to shit. They don't sound like they get hit. Sometimes they do. Starting to get some wind. Now, as we look at some instances out here, which way is the wind coming from? So, as we get wind coming into these features and it goes down, these big changes. And just like as I was flying yesterday, when I get close to these things, I'm like, holy shit, to go away from them. So when they come running down here, your wind changes. And then you could have an erroneous wind swirling on the back there. So you could have wind rolling over the top of this and swirling, all types of wind effects. So I'm actually holding the left about probably 20 inches to make that difference. Okay? So I'm watching the splash. Now I'm getting about a mil high. Yeah, was that a hit?
Give me one more round. Yeah, that looks good.
So how many plates you get here, you gotta see it. There's a spot for you. Alright, one more. Hit.
That was it.
Right. And then you still have these guys down in front of you, the red, and then you got the gray guy right here by the rock. And then you still have the one up there. You can't see it because the walls might be in the way. It's hidden in the bushes. Now we have a whole different shooting range out here. Okay, this is where you're going to have to work on your sitting sideways if you need to, kind of change the angle of your body to use your knee as a monopod. If you have a backpack that you can utilize, feel free to, and we'll play around with different things once we start in our teams and start shooting. Remember, there's another team right over there. You're not breaking the 1 meter rule. You're shooting past them, they're shooting past us. Okay? So, alright, for the 1 and 2 plate. 1 and 2, still right here, in front of you. Okay, you got red down into the trees. And then you're going to go out here. Utilize any technique you can. Just relax. Don't force it. Okay. Now, you still have the 500 way out there, don't you? I'm going to follow this time. I'm going to see what I can do on it. Just to the right. A bit outside. So you can see that we're right on it. Okay? I wanted to hoping for some splash you guys can see. And then transition over here to the hill. Take the closest one to you first, because you're going to be surprised how hard those ones in the back are to hit.
Hit.
And it's 1-on-1. Moving up behind it, probably another, 30, 40 meters up the hill behind. At least that's the visual perception, but it could be different. Okay. Now we're getting into the 400s, probably out to the other plates out there between the cactus.
Hit.
So just relax, guys, and have fun with it. Alright? That's all we're going to do. Are we free to shoot? Yeah.
good.
Okay, so the red one is wrapped here.
Okay.
Following it up.
Follow it up straight follow clock above it to the base of this right hill. And you're good. Yep.
The rock pile.
We're gonna start at the rock pile and we're gonna go red on the hill, and then the white on the hill.
Aye. Now?
I still don't see it. Yeah, up here on the hill.
Now the red on the hill?
Up on the hill. Yep.
It.
Okay. Up 10 o'clock from that, close white one.
Right.
Figure just over the right shoulder.